Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to day 2 of classroom prep, and here's what's on the agenda for today. Number one, I'm looking at this and this wall looks really sad, and I wasn't intending on making a bulletin, and I'm deciding we need a bulletin for the back of this board. So maybe I'll kind of, record some of that today. I definitely want a nice fun bulletin here so I can kind of put like my notices and papers. I also have like a physical bulletin, but the problem is that there's nothing to attach it to. So I don't think I think to have like a nice wall here is going to be helpful. So that's one of the things today. I am working on our lesson planning document 1-pager. That has to be done. I'm printing I think I'm printing PD, and I'm gonna try my best to print the curriculum and go through the scope and sequences. It's not so much the curriculum that I push as much as like a scope and sequence of like topics or like milestones for students. So I have created a K-4 curriculum for the ESL program because our 5th to 6th grade is more of a push-in ESL program. But the problem is that it's not like it's more of a scope and sequence based on thematic like lesson structures over the school year. And in the beginning, like the first like 2 or 3 units are meant to like ease the students back into the school year, focus on filling in some gaps of language learning that they've missed over that they have kind of regressed with over the summer. And then students are building up to, the access assessment or the state access assessment. So it's almost like we're kind of easing into focusing on speaking and reading. And then in January, we push writing tremendously with the students. In terms of the scope and sequence, I just look for specific things like how the teachers are breaking down language function for the students in terms of speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And then also how teachers are using the can-do descriptors and structuring their lesson plans and language objectives. That's a big thing for me. Now, we are not a sheltered English or SIOP school, but I want to see that kind of content like broken down. But so I'm working a little bit more in depth with the K in 1st and 2nd grade because that's our biggest ESL population, and unfortunately it is because they're just kind of easing into the school year. They do tend to score a little bit lower, especially with independent reading. So we're focusing and pushing on that, pushing those skills for the students as well. So let me walk you through. I'm going to show you what I have like my own individual whiteboard that I use to kind of map out my weeks. So let me kind of show you what that looks like. All right. So as you can see, there's no personal information here, so that's good. All right. So I have used this same little portable whiteboard for I think since COVID. I'm pretty sure we had this since COVID, which was 2020. And look, guys, she's still sturdy. She's still working. So I map out week by week all the big projects that I have to get done. And then there are just some projects like here on the wayside that they're like an ongoing project, kind of a pain in the butt in my life because I always have to be working on these. So I set up yesterday my 43 file folding system. This is kind of it's a productivity method from the book David Allen, Getting Things Done. If you haven't read that, I don't like to push productivity for teachers or heavy productivity because I feel like life is not just always about hustle flow all the time. But I do think that there are some things from those productivity masters that teachers can adapt to be successful. So this is my 43 file folding system. I've had this since I was teaching in 3rd and 4th grade, so maybe 3 years, I would say. So, and it has served me well. And guys, I printed all of these little labels and months all by myself. I laminated them. I bought these folders. I wanted them to be kind of a coordinating collection, so I bought them at Staples. So I made all this myself. I also printed this and laminated it at my house. Yeah, so here's my desk setup. Here's how I started to set up my desk. This is my work folio. This guy, she stays here all year round. That is my coaching binder. That is, I am a certified mindset coach. I am not an IFC certified mindset coach, but I do use the methodology from mindset coaching in my practice with my teachers. Here's my desk setup. I brought a little lamp from home. That's my teacher toolbox. That's my planner, and I have not even touched her yet. All right, so I'm going to kind of touch base with you a little bit because one of the projects that I'm also working on today is I'm doing teacher gifts. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you some of the things that I brought. Here's my teacher bag, and it's full to the brim. Some stuff is things that I purchased over the summer. Some stuff I have not really done that yet. So let me show you what I have because some of it is fun. So let's see, I have my monthly planning pad. I'm actually gonna use this. I decided that I'm gonna try. These pull out anyway. So I think what I'm gonna do, it's tiny. It's not the desk pad, but I ordered desk pads for all of us anyway, so I don't know, I might just use those as a desk calendar, but I'm kind of liking the simplicity of less is more on my desk. So I thought this might help. I'm gonna try to use this as the monthly overview school calendar. This will stay here. So I decided to use Daily Grind's monthly planning notepad for work here. I'm also keeping and using the Day Well Lived notepad for projects that I'm working at here. So I started working on it yesterday. You could see, here's what I filled out. So I think those two will be kind of like loosey-goosey notepads. I need a work planner / meeting planner. I ordered one from Caliber Plan. I ordered a couple of things from Caliber Plan. She doesn't, I used her teacher planner last year, but the big one, and I'm like overusing the big hefty things that I have to carry back and forth. So what I'm trying to focus on now is using, first of all, the stuff that all the planning materials. I have boxes and boxes and bins of that stuff at home. So I want to use what I have first, and then I will shift to like maybe the new planners that I purchased. So here's something fell. I'll pick that up later. So this is a project planner setup from Caliber Plan. I might use it for like big, like PDs or meetings and projects that I know I have to, that are forward, that are, you know, for the future, for the school, for the school. This is just some blank writing paper that I got from Happy Planner. Hopefully you could see it. Just regular blank line paper with a cover. I'm gonna I'm gonna Franken plan some stuff for the school year. This is the goals planner box that I got 2 years ago from Caliber Plan. And I decided to pull out the remainder sheets that I have left. And it is some, because what I was using was mostly the monthly goals. So I pulled out the rest of that, and I'm gonna actually create almost like a work style goal planner for the classroom. I think that's not for the classroom, but for like my work. So I'm gonna Franken plan something, and maybe I'll do a walkthrough. So I have some blank sheets. It's a combination of Caliber Plan stuff plus old Happy Planner like gift boxes that I used to order, because I have so much that I just feel like if I don't use it and make good use of it, like, you know, then why did I purchase it in the first place? So there's that. This is my work planning folio. I think I'm almost like, guys, I don't know if you can understand the feeling of what we go through as teachers, and especially people who are planners. Sometimes I'm afraid to like write in this. It's so pretty. And I haven't decided what I'm using these folios for yet. So I brought both of them with me. I basically purchased the entire academia collection because I love like the academia style of just things. So I have 2 academia projects, folios. They are going to be something for work. I just don't know what. They might be for like maybe PD sessions. I feel like I do need one that's for when I go into PDs or meetings to take notes. So maybe one of these two. I'll figure it out. It'll reveal itself. So that's these two. And then, okay, I have had to go through this book. This is called Bilingual and ESL Classrooms. And you can see I started marking pages, so I started reading. There's two academic books for ESL that I'm currently reading. One of them is like my bedside read, and it's gonna be kind of me going through it throughout the whole year, because it's more about coaching and like how do you coach ESL and bilingual teachers, or teachers who work with ESL students. So I feel like it's a deep dive into that. And then this book, I'm not diving into everything, because from what I believe, when I go on Amazon, this seems to be the book that you want to use to like really understand the differences with basically how the whole structure and function of the ESL or bilingual classrooms is. It's older, so the research that they present in the beginning is kind of old, and I know it already. So I'm just really just gonna pick and choose specific chapters to focus on, as just to kind of refresh my memory, because this is the first time that our school is implementing both Arabic bilingual as well as Spanish bilingual, and like really implementing, because we actually made sure to try to get teachers this year. And I want to like, I'm much more familiar with Spanish bilingual than I am with Arabic bilingual. I know it's bilingual, but I do want to be like more informed so I can support the teachers. So that's a little educational read for me that I'm going to be going through. I think what I'm going to do is like, maybe I could do like one chapter a day. I want to try to read at least 2 good like educational books this month of August. All right, here's one more thing. So I want to do teacher gifts, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do for the teachers this year? For my department teachers, I have 12 teachers who are starting with us, or 12 combined. So I said I want to make tote bags. So I purchased these SVGs online. They're so cute. It says, "Don't make me use my teacher voice." It's like all kinds of fun teacher SVGs. You can kind of, they're like, if you can use a Cricut press and put them on a t-shirt. You can use a Cricut press and put them on tote bags. And I am going to put these on tote bags. They are so cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick a few, and I'm going to make 12 teacher tote bags as a little welcoming gift for the year. I'm also going to, so I have a whole bag of them, and I have like a few. I bought 4 t-shirts from Michael's that I want to make my own t-shirts as well. And then I think I have like 2 or 3 teacher designs that I created for my Etsy shop that I'm waiting for those to come in the mail so that I want to wear my teacher gear this year. So I'm going to be doing teacher tote bags, bookmarks, maybe some notepads, just something fun. And all of this stuff I make myself. I want to let you know now, I don't purchase things. I usually try to if I purchase, I purchase things that I can actually make. I'm going to be making the cards with cardstock and all the design paper that you can purchase at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. That's pretty much what I'm using. But I'm also going to be making, because all the teachers who work for me are females, I'm going to be making some fun and exciting bookmarks. So these are going to be bow styled clips or bookmarks for the teacher. Not bookmarks, but it's like they're attached to the big paper clips, so teachers will have like a little design maybe for their teacher planners. And I thought to me these were so cute. These are about $7 to $9, maybe $11 for the set at Michael's. So I decided I want to take a stab at creating these type of bookmarks. And people make these on Etsy all the time, and they sell them for planners. So I think this is going to be a great and fun project, so I could give to my teachers. So I have that here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be watching some videos on YouTube about how to make these, and then I have to buy the bookmark. I already have the glue gun stuff at home, so that's here. And then I think that's it, guys. That's all I brought. That's a lot. So here's what I'm going to do. this bulletin board has to be made. I have tons of emails. To check. We are trying to set up, just like mapping out what I have to do for lesson planning and for PD work. So I will catch you guys soon. Okay, it is almost 2:30 and I have promised myself that basically I only want to stay until 2:30. I have a lot of other things to do at home. So let me show you what I am doing right now. I decided to do a bulletin board. So I'm going to choose I think it's like a really pretty, let me see if I can show you the color. It's like a really pretty canary yellow. So that's going to be the bulletin board. And I found, I'm in the ESL department, right? So here's what I found. Here's the cutest bulletin board border. We bought this last year, I think, and it just has all these different countries. So I'm really excited to be able to put that up. Sorry, I keep going out of frame. Did I get everything that I wanted to get done today? No, but I think as a teacher, we're working in a school, I'm an administrator. Isn't it always like that? I feel like it's always like we want to get as much done as possible, but that's really not possible. There's just never, I started to realize, oh yeah, I have all these good things that I want to do, but there's never enough time. And then it feels like slowly, like the days are ticking away and I'm running out of time to do all of my projects. So, so I'm gonna go ahead. What I do want to do before I leave today is put up the border, my bulletin board right behind. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of, I'll prop up the camera so you can kind of see what that looks like. And all right, guys, I'm ready to go home. I'm probably gonna take like my project planner with me to like map out some of the big projects that I have to do. I was able to do my lesson plan overview document. I just kind of updated I wanted to update the language and like the criteria and everything that we're working on. I was able to print all 3 PDs that I have to work on. I only printed the PDs. I did not print the interactive handouts yet. I updated all of that last year with different graphics and things like that. So I might wind up just updating it a little bit more just to make it more interactive. Maybe I'll change a few different activities because I want the teachers to actually, with the academic language one, there's a PD on building background knowledge for ESL learners and academic language for ESL learners. And I think the one with academic language, I would like us to create an interactive word wall or something like that. I just feel like I want the teachers to do something where they're getting out of the seats, moving around, engaging with the content and engaging with each other. I feel like if you can manage to get teachers during the summer to do activities like that, you've won. So, all right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my bulletin board and I'll come back to wrap up the day. I did that bulletin board in about 8 minutes. So let's go ahead, let's take a quick peek. Here it is, guys. That is the bulletin board. Let me bring it up closer for you. So yeah, you can see I wanted to really highlight the different countries on the borders. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let me look at my phone is on my desk. It is 2:26. I was able to get this bad boy up, and it's actually a big bulletin. Last year, I had to have a smaller bulletin here because I had a bookshelf that was like this high. I took that bookshelf out. I'm gonna donate it to the teachers, to other teachers who need it. I don't need a bookshelf. I think I'm just gonna get one of those three shelf pullouts, because I really don't need a bookshelf. I didn't even use anything that was inside of that bookshelf because I have my 42 file folder system, or 43 file folder system, so I don't need it anymore. So bulletin board, check. Let me see. Here is my summer PD folder, all printed and ready to edit and update for tomorrow. I printed my calendar. So typically, let me just explain what goes up here is the school calendar. It's kind of like a big, I call this like the notice board. I'm sure that if you've seen on different I guess like decor sets, they have something called like notice board. So this is gonna be a notice board. I'm going to make a sign on my PowerPoint, and I'll print it and I'll laminate it and I'll make it nice here. So this is gonna be a ESL notice board, and just calendar dates, state notices. Like I'll show you an example of an old one. This is what I get, and I have to actually print them out and post them here because I need to know what is due, when it's due. It is a requirement for me to make sure that I know when certain things have to be submitted. I was able to check off everything on my list from yesterday, and today I was able to kind of start leaning into the next list. The projects that I have listed for this week, by the way, they are not projects that are meant to be completed in one day. It's more like this is a big goal to get done by Friday. That's kind of how I work in terms of like projects. I'm kind of like, I do like something called like batch tasking. So it's like I have a big project plan. I do project planning. So I have one big project and I try to break it apart in like 4 or 5 days to get done, only because each day requires at least a good 1 to 2 hours to complete it. So, all right, guys, I'm done. It is 2:30. I'm going home. I was able to kind of, by the way, I was in meetings from 10 in the morning all the way till about 12:30, 12:45. That's what I was doing in meetings all day. And then around the meetings, I was able to complete, start prepping and planning for the next phase of my work. And so, all right, guys, I did a bulletin board in under 8 minutes. I'm very excited. I'm very happy about that. So this completes day 2 of my back to school prep. If you're new here, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I am going to try to do at least 30 of these videos. My goal is 30 of these back to school videos for the 2026 to 2027 school year. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.